FuzzJockRadio!
Hut, hut, hi! And we are back. This is FuzzJockRadio. I'm your host, Fuzzy.
I'm J-Mez.
I'm C-Dubs.
And we're here to give you some premier sports games of what that we watched and listened to this week. Premier talk. A premier talk about the sports premier.
We keep saying premiere. I'm not sure you understand. That's okay. Never mind.
Oh, well, let's just get going.
Yeah.
Huh?
Monday Night Football happened.
Monday Night Football happened. This last week happened.
The entire history of the world has happened.
Up until now.
Exactly.
Up until now, yeah.
Now.
So what point do we start?
Now.
Yeah.
No. JMS, how was your week?
Oh, the week was a lot of fun. I hung out with my son quite a bit, did some working. We caught a grip of Pokemon.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, man.
Where'd you catch them? In the backyard?
No, in the Galar region.
Oh.
Oh, that's right, you got the new Pokemon game.
It's kind of, I think it's like based on like Great Britain.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Kind of.
The Sword and
Yeah.
Shield you're speaking of.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I think it is, too.
Yeah.
So you have to go against Queen Elizabeth at one point.
Mm-hmm.
Catch her all.
Catch.
Uh,
I don't know if we have the technology.
C-Dubs, how was your week?
Oh, my week was good. I mean, worked mostly. Been preparing for Christmas. I've been doing a lot of shopping, so.
Oh boy.
It's that time of year.
You know,
Holiday time.
it is holiday time.
My week was good. Stared at the anoles and the tree frog that I have
Mm-hmm.
with my cats a lot. Actually, I was going to say just a couple times, but no.
Yeah.
I find myself looking into the tank with my cats.
Yeah.
More than doing anything else, really.
It's a good time.
And I also set up a Minecraft server
Mm-hmm.
and got
Yeah,
back into
that's
Minecraft.
fun.
Was up until 5 in the morning this morning. I almost missed my doctor's appointment this
Oh.
afternoon because I woke up an hour before it and like,
Yikes.
you know, I'm just gonna hang out and be cool. And then all of a sudden I'm like, no, I got a fucking doctor's appointment. So
Yeah.
but did that and that was fun. So
And both of those are important for self-care.
Minecraft and
Minecraft, doctor's appointments, leisure, and animal companionship.
Yeah.
These are all great things for self-care.
Thanks, bud.
Yeah.
Yeah, because self-care is definitely needed sometimes, or all the time, actually.
Yeah,
Yeah.
all the time, I would say.
Absolutely.
So, but this is not a self-care talk. This is a sports talk radio, and we had a I don't know.
Vikings had a bye.
But
so
Vikings
there's no
had a bye,
Vikings.
so there wasn't much there. We did have a Monday Night Football game though, and I think tonight, even though it wasn't the best game,
It was for one of the teams.
for one of the players.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially the quarterback, Lamar Jackson. I mean,
For
wow.
him, particularly. So it was 42. The game ended 42-6.
45 to 6.
45 to 6.
45-6. And basically, so in the first half of the game, the Ravens quarterback did not have an incompletion. He was a perfect
How
9
for how
for
long?
9. Huh?
First quarter.
First half of the game.
Holy shit!
First and second. So at halftime, he had a perfect quarterback rating. He had thrown 9 passes for I think like 89 yards or 98 yards, something like that, and then he'd also rushed for 80 yards on 6 attempts in just the first half and scored 3 touchdowns.
That's insane. Lamar.
He was so good they benched him in the fourth quarter and just put RG3 out there, and we're like, there's no point in having him play anymore. We've won this game.
Didn't even play the fourth quarter.
No.
That's really incredible, and so for a lot of watchers of the Monday Night Football, they might not understand what significance that has, but I kind of started thinking about how this is what Monday Night Football is for. That's why they call it the showcase or the prime time game, is because people like me that only watch the Vikings or whatever, like, or homers, like, they don't pay attention to the other games on Sunday, most likely.
Mm-hmm.
But since there's a Monday night game, you will most likely watch that, and then you get to see what the other other teams get to showcase.
Wow.
And I think that's why we've been so good at harping on them having bad games, is because when they showcase crap, we don't understand why they do it at all.
Exactly.
But when they showcase something like this, it's great.
You answered that question we had like a few episodes ago. Like, why do they even have a Thursday night football? Why do they have a Monday night football? Well,
Tonight,
what else are you gonna watch?
Yeah, tonight encapsulated exactly why they have that.
So that one person can be an awesome quarterback.
So we all so now Jackson's like a household name, 100% after today, and he absolutely should be a household name since he's so good. But nobody would know about him unless if they never played a Monday night game other than his team, and then you look at the stats and you're like, well, how did I miss that?
Yep. And he did a Sunday night game too, and that was the first time a lot of people saw him. But you see one person once, and you never know if that's really who they are. But this was a total coming out party for him. The last game, I believe, was against the Patriots and was impressive, but not as impressive as tonight's game was. This will make him he'll probably have the highest selling jersey at the end of the year because of this game.
So the Patriots should not be on Monday Night Football anymore.
I'm down with that.
Probably should never be on Monday Night Football. I'd be okay with that.
How about Sundays and Thursdays too, I think.
Yeah, that's okay. I'm okay
They
with
should
that.
play on Saturday.
Let's get a hold of them and let them know that we've decided.
They just played themselves.
Yeah, they can just play in the practice facility.
and just like we'll be like, yeah, guys, you're
good.
You're 12-0.
Oh, yeah.
But
You're
it
good.
doesn't really go into the actual NFL.
Yeah.
They're in their own. Oh, because they're in their own league of playing anyway, right?
Yeah.
So then they would be in their own league, and then we just, I like this.
Yeah, I'm in agreement.
Start a new league for the Patriots and let them just do their own thing.
Hear, hear.
Okay.
I'll
Before
let
we
'em know.
move on to anything else, I want to. So today, this was a weird week, and I said I had something special for this episode. So I have a few special things. This is the first special thing.
Okay.
Some weird stuff happened score-wise this week, and I thought I would ask you guys some questions, and then I'd give you a follow-up on each one. So
remember, James, how C-Dub said that he had something special for us, and he wouldn't tell us what it was?
Okay.
Remember that last week?
I was really excited.
We were, and we tried to get it out of him.
I'm still excited.
Okay. So this is the reveal of that surprise, James.
It's the first half. I
wanna
wanted to do a game.
Excitement fulfilled.
And
here we go.
There's two parts to it.
Okay.
It's not just one surprise.
Oh, man.
Which is a surprise in itself, so it's like 3 surprises.
It's like getting Pokemon Sword and Shield.
And then also just like the regular Pokemon,
let's just get on with it.
Okay. Ready?
So anyway,
Okay.
thank you. So the first question I'm just going to ask both of you. Just give me an answer, and they'll tell you if you're right or wrong after you've both answered.
So a game.
So first question is, how many teams do you think scored less than 10 points this week and lost?
Scored less than 10 points?
10. So
And
they didn't
lost.
even score a field goal and a touchdown.
And lost.
And they lost.
Well, there was one tonight. Does that count?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'm going to say 2.
I'm
Okay.
going to say... I mean, is this... Like, I'm already thinking that this is a trick question. I'm going to say 5.
But it's very close, fuzzy. It's 6.
6.
There
So
are 6
half,
teams.
half...
No.
How many
Not
teams are in the NFL?
Like
But
9 at
there's
least.
32 teams in the NFL,
Oh,
but there was
okay.
bye weeks this week, so there were teams.
A quarter of the NFL.
That's not how math works.
Okay. Let's keep
But
going
here's-
there.
What
Here's
happened?
the next part. So you'd think if you couldn't score 10 points in a game, in an entire game, you must be a terrible team, right?
Yeah.
Well,
Okay, I'm going to
that's
list
why
off
they
the names
lost.
of the teams. I'm going to list off the names of the teams that did not score 10 points this week, okay?
Okay.
The Packers,
Uh-huh.
No.
over 500. That's crazy. The Cowboys, who are over 500.
Mm.
That's crazy. The Eagles, who are under 500,
Take
but
it
just won the Super Bowl
easy.
recently. The Raiders, who are over 500. The Broncos, who are bad, so that makes sense. And then the Rams, who's also over 500.
Okay.
So only one of these teams is actually a miserable, terrible team. But that is bad. These are some high-powered, like all-star team offenses, and they can't score a field goal and a touchdown.
Who were they going against? Were the defenses that they were going against were really tough on them?
Yes, but it shouldn't be tough enough. I guess the Rams, I would give them the benefit of that. The Ravens are probably one of the top defenses in the league, and the Cowboys I would give the benefit of because the Patriots are one of the top defenses in the league.
Yeah.
But Aaron Rodgers should be able to take apart even the best defense if he's as good as he claims he is, and everyone says he is.
Yeah.
But did he play at Lambeau?
No, he's really good on the road, though.
He is.
Well, are we going to get into this now? I'm
Not
ready.
yet.
Okay.
Not yet. Let me finish
Okay.
the quiz. Okay, so
All
that's
right.
the first part. The second part of the question is, how many do you think scored over 30 points this week?
That's a lot of points.
Yeah, over 30 points.
Well, we know of one because of
Tonight.
Tonight.
Tonight as well. So one, for sure.
I'm going to say, now that I know how many teams are on the NFL, I'm going to say 5.
I'm going to say 6.
Close, both of you. It's 7.
7 teams
Mhm.
over how many?
Over 32 teams.
Well,
7
like-
teams
No,
scored
no,
over
how-
30 points.
6 of them were
32
probably
points.
against the 6 losers we just named.
Here's the weird part. Let me read the names now. The 49ers, which makes sense.
Yeah.
They're a very good team, and they played against the Packers.
Yeah.
Now, here's one of them. The Titans, who are under 500 and a terrible team.
Who did they play?
The Jacksonville Jaguars. And it was
many points
not
did
a
they get?
blowout, but that should not have been a game that scored that many points.
Huh. Wow.
The Jets scored over 30 points this week.
Weird.
The Bucks, the Buccaneers,
Who are
The
the Buccaneers?
Tampa Bay
That's
Bucks.
not a team anymore.
Uh-uh.
No, they lost to extinction.
They scored 30 points. The Saints scored 30 points. The Browns scored 30 points, and the Ravens. There are only 3 teams on this list of 7 that are playoff bound, and they scored 30 points this week. And then the teams that scored under 10 are all good playoff teams as well. That's just a weird
That's a
thing,
weird.
I thought.
Yeah. It's a weird tipsy-turvy
I
thing.
don't know if I like this timeline.
Well,
And then there was one team that actually scored 30 points and lost,
Oh.
and that was the Panthers.
Nice.
But, so,
How'd the Bengals do? Have they won yet?
no.
Oh,
wow.
man.
Poor
Or
Bengals.
Baltimore Bengals.
Baltimore Bengals.
But
No.
yeah, so that was the first little thing I had for you.
That was fun.
And then the second one I'll give later in the show. So we
Okay.
can move on to now your next thing you wanted to talk about, James.
Well, just that it may not be that surprising for Aaron Rodgers to not be able to, conduct his team when he's not in Lambeau. Because
And why is that?
What is that?
they don't bring their 12th lineman with them.
What? They have a 12th lineman?
Yeah, is the line judge.
Oh, whoa.
Oh,
What do you mean by that? What do you mean by this accusations of the line judge being on the Packers?
Well, I found an interesting graph on the internet with lots of great sources that are clearly cited somewhere.
Yep.
But the amount of, I believe it was first downs on penalty.
first downs accomplished by penalty on a third down.
Yes. And the Packers are just like super out of the league over any other team. So, did you see the 49ers game?
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, I heard that they weren't performing, and then it just kind of seemed like the refs calling some stuff, helping them out. get down the field like, oh, you touched someone.
So what
Penalty,
Jameis
first down.
What Jameis is referring to, and if you're on Twitter or Facebook, we posted this graph on
It's a
our
good infograph.
on our social medias. So go check our Facebook or Twitter. But it's first downs via penalty on third down from 2010 to 2019 by week 10. Total received by the offense of first downs on third down via penalty, and then total given up by the defense. And
They're
Packers,
one of the least ever given up on defense amongst
okay, so that's how that reads. Okay, so
yeah, so they've accomplished the most on offense and are amongst like the 5 least teams giving up.
So they've given
first down on penalty on third down.
So they've given up right around 60 first downs as a defense by a penalty.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. How many have they received?
And they received, that's 60. They've received over, I would say this is about 115.
Yeah.
They've received 115 first downs via penalty on third down, which makes them the most received by a long shot.
Yeah, about 15.
Patriots are right there at 100.
Surprising.
So like, it's an interesting graph.
Yeah, this also lets you realize too, like how many of these are, pass interference on a deep pass where Rodgers just says, "Oh, run! If you beat the guy, he'll tap you, and then I'll just throw it deep." There's no chance we're going to make this play happen, but the guy, if you beat him, he'll cause a penalty.
And I've seen Rodgers do that before. I
Tons
totally
of
seen him do that, and I didn't even think of that until you just mentioned it.
There was a point in the game against the 49ers where how they got like 2 of those first downs like in one drive. But I believe later in the game they were 4th down and like 35. And then all of a sudden like, penalty, first down.
First down, yeah, it just shrinks the whole thing. First and 10.
Yeah, and a lot of those first downs that they got against the 49ers were like 3rd and 15, 3rd and 17.
It almost feels like a cheat.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Well,
maybe. I don't know.
It seems to work in the favor of the Hall of Fame quarterbacks who are still playing. You know what I mean?
Well, I wish I would have had a little bit more time. Maybe we'll bring this up next week. They call it the Jordan effect, where Michael Jordan had been known to get fouls by just complaining to the referees. Why didn't you call that foul?
No,
and it became such a thing where they actually call it like something like the Jordan effect. Next week, I'll bring up the stats on that, and we can refer to what happened here, because it's just, yeah, you're right, C-Dubs. It's like Hall of Famer. What are you gonna do? Me, the lowly ref, am I as smart as know as much about football as Aaron Rodgers does? Maybe he is right. Mm-hmm. Maybe Michael Jordan is right. And then it goes back into that conversation that we had before, where does it even matter anymore?
The umpires and their integrity and all that that we were talking about, yeah.
Maybe we do need to have robots. Because the Jordan effect won't happen with robot umpires unless that's part of their personality, and you could be like, oh man, we got this ref this year, this game, he really likes LeBron.
Yeah,
I don't know. It's just, it kind of grinds my gears.
Yeah,
I don't like this chart. I'm putting it away.
Oh man,
because it's giving me.
Yeah, we can lighten up the mood. I got some funny NFL news. So, Jameis probably hasn't heard of this one, or maybe he has. A quarterback missed the end of the football game because he was taking a selfie with a fan in the stands.
Oh yeah, you showed me that picture.
Yeah, I sent that to him.
Good.
Did you read the
Glad
article?
to hear it.
I didn't read the article. I already knew about like sports guys having their cell phone out.
Yeah, true. So it's
We,
nothing-
we already broke the lid off that one a
Yeah.
few weeks ago. So
yeah, so
I
Dwayne
was like in the first episode. I think I broke that one. We're on the pulse of this.
Dwayne Haskins,
Yeah.
of Washington. He basically he won the game. It was his first game, and at the last touchdown, he goes running up to the stands and takes this nice selfie, and then he looks back out on the field and he's like, my team's on the field right now," because they still had to
Well-
because there was time left on the clock still. They had to do.
here's kind of a little better of how it went down, because that's basically what happened.
Did he not realize there was
has a
time
built-in
left?
Excuse. He has a built-in excuse because so it became the Lions' turn to have the ball, and they threw an interception. So he didn't know they had possession of the ball again.
Oh,
So he's just running around taking pictures, having fun. But Case Keenum had to actually go out there and take the snap and kneel down. And then when he stood up, he looked on the sideline where Haskins was, because he realized he had missed the final snap and he's running on the field. Case Keenum has the ball in his hand, which is the game-winning ball for his first, win or whatever. And he looks at him and he gives him the look of like, "Dude, where the hell were you?" Like you could see it from the field, like on TV. You were like,
Wow.
"Oh, he's pissed."
wow.
And the coach wasn't very happy about it, and neither was a famous Redskin or Washington quarterback who he tweeted that he thought it was unprofessional, and then the guy in the selfie tweeted back at him, "Okay, boomer."
Yeah.
Oh,
So
snap.
I mean, I'm more on that guy's side. Like, yeah, take that fucking selfie, man.
Yeah.
Why not? He won the game.
doesn't
You're
matter.
you're excited. It doesn't. Nothing else matters. Take that fucking selfie, dude. Because
Two-win team.
because now you're spreading the joy to everybody else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we're not stuck in Boomer's age of football.
I mean, I'm glad Case Keenum was on point to know to like maybe go out there and be like, okay.
Yeah. We're bringing in robots. We're bringing in selfies. We're
Cell phones on the field.
cell phones on the field.
Yeah.
We'll run like yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, Boomer. Yeah. We're gonna take our selfies. No, that's I like it. That's fun.
There was I saw there's a bit more info on the that fight that happened
Yeah.
where the
Oh,
I
really?
don't know, remember the names, but the guy
Mason
crushes him with
Rudolph
the
and Miles
helmet.
Garrett.
It's not just done after getting fined and getting thrown out of football or anything like that. There's more.
Yeah. So, what happened? The news that's come out since the last episode is that the player who swung the helmet at the quarterback, Miles Garrett,
Mm-hmm.
told the NFL in their investigation that Mason Rudolph said a racial slur to him,
Oh.
and that caused him to freak out and why he acted so aggressively.
Oh.
Now, in the NFL's investigation, they weren't able to say that that was incorrect
Okay.
because they apparently don't have audio or video of the play that's exactly shooting at the position. Like
aren't
sometimes they put an audio.
Aren't they mic'd and stuff? I thought their helmets were mic'd.
They have these microphones that are in dishes, and they point them in directions, and they pick up the sound on the field.
Okay.
And so they didn't apparently. I don't know how true this is. This is what they're saying. They didn't have one pointed at that play at the time, so they weren't able to say that Miles Garrett was lying, but they weren't able to conclude that Mason Rudolph did anything. So the reason I believe Miles Garrett is because he actually did not want this news to become public, and this actually leaked to the media, and he's unhappy that people know that this was said. So I kind of think that
I would, and man, when you gotta like when stuff like that comes out, you have you almost have not almost have to, but like you have to believe the victim,
Yeah.
You know, as in, because people don't like. People will call you out for racial slurs, but for something like this, you know, it's like I read into this a little bit too, and like he's like I shouldn't have I shouldn't have acted that way when I heard that, and hearing him say that too means like this sounds like it's real, you know. What I mean, you gotta believe the people, you gotta believe the people that are saying why this happened, because
I agree. I think you do have to believe it's
because people don't use that type of thing, like saying that like if somebody said that they got raped, they don't just say that to get somebody in trouble. That statistic has been shown to be such a low thing for people to harm somebody that way by lying about it.
Right. False accusation.
False accusations with racial things too, I believe, go hand in hand.
Mm-hmm.
People won't go around and say, "Hey, that guy's racist," unless if he is actually a racist.
Right. I mean, there are examples of people who've done the opposite, like that the guy who from
this person said this
TV show or whatever. It doesn't matter. That doesn't negate all the billions of cases of it being accurate, you know, just because one time it was wrong. So I'm on the side of believing Myles Garrett.
Me too. If I didn't, this grinds my gears too.
Yeah.
It's all right, man.
It's unfortunate that it's just unfortunate. All around, it's unfortunate.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. The whole thing is. Yeah, the whole thing is unfortunate. So.
Some slightly other unfortunate news, but with a lighter twist. The great Vikings kicker Fred Cox has passed at 80 years young.
Rest in peace.
And
I believe you said you have something special for us this time.
Yeah, no, he was a super great kicker. But did you know that he was a chiropractor?
Ooh. Did not know that.
And I think he actually did chiropractic. What is it? I don't know.
Chiropractic? I don't know.
Chiropactry?
Yeah.
That's what it is. Chiropactry.
I believe he did, though, yes. I believe he was acting.
In Minnesota. And retired.
Because back then you had to have 2 jobs when you were in the NFL if you weren't quarterback, basically.
Kind of like baseball players.
But that's not all.
That's not all.
That's not all. Fred Cox invented the Nerf football.
Oh, dope. I don't have a Nerf football anymore, but man, those were so cool.
Yeah, that was made by a fucking great Vikings kicker.
I did not know that. That's really cool.
He wanted to invent it for safety because he thought a real football was too hard for kids to play with. And so the Nerf foam already existed. And so he was like, just make a football mold. And they did. And then they threw it and they're like, yeah, it's heavy enough that it feels and throws like a real football, but it's light enough that it can't hurt you.
Oh, cool.
So he's thinking about safety for kids.
That's cool.
Fred Cox.
I like that. That's good. Good tidbit of trivia.
That's football.
That's football.
So, in respects to Fred Cox, let's give him one more Cox chant. Cox, 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 Cox.
We also had a couple. The Browns destroyed the Dolphins, and the Pats versus the Dallas game was a really bad game.
Oh, it was terrible. Horrible weather and just 2 bad teams that I hate, even though they're apparently good.
Weren't one of those? It wasn't.
No, the Browns aren't supposed to be good though.
They're supposed to be.
But they won. So they did what they were supposed to do.
Yeah.
That doesn't really count. That's like beating the Bengals.
Yeah.
I mean, Dan Marino.
Our friend Eric.
Yep, our friend Eric.
He loves the Dolphins.
Yep. I have a rivalry with him. Every Jets-Dolphins game every year, we hit each other up.
Shout out Eric.
Shout out Eric.
Man,
Shout out everyone.
This bud's for you.
miss that dude. So yeah, I suppose that rounds up
That's what I
NFL.
know.
Enough of the NFL.
Yeah, there's something called Canadian football, I hear.
Hey?
Canadian football.
Do they?
They have their Super Bowl, I guess you could call it, this weekend, called the Grey Cup, and it was the Hamilton Tiger Cats versus the Winnipeg Blue Bombers.
Blue Bombers.
And let's just say Winnipeg's defense was so good that it didn't matter. They had control of the entire game, and if you're a Winnipeg Blue Bombers fan like I am, it was wonderful. If you weren't, it was okay.
So do they say football like football? Because they're Canadian.
Canadian
It's a
football.
little funny, but not football per se.
But the accent, it sounds like football.
You have an accent on it, yes, like they do with all things
Yeah.
Canadian.
Okay, because they're Canadian.
All that.
Yeah. I'm glad Winnipeg won. I had a old bass player in a band that was from Winnipeg.
Oh,
Yeah.
neat. You have all these bandmates from all over.
All over.
Huh.
Well traveled.
I've been not everywhere, man, but I've met people who have.
Nice. Well, so like, why don't these teams play against like? Do they
Like an international game?
Yeah, international.
Could they play a game against the NFL, an NFL team?
Like the Super Bowl winners beat the?
Whose rules they play by.
There's different rules.
There are different rules.
Those Canadians.
Oh.
So their game is faster in that not the time, but that instead of 4 downs, there's only 3. So there's a 2 and out. So if you don't make 10 yards in 2 plays, you have to give up the ball.
It is still 10 yards.
It's 10 yards, but there's a yard difference between the defense and the offense so that you're not right on top of each other. So you have the offense has a little more advantage. And then wide receivers also don't have to set. So you know how like you have to stand in place before the ball snaps? They don't have to do that. They actually can start way back on the field and just start running. And as long as they are at the ball when it's snapped and they run past it after, they can run it as fast as they can possibly go. So the game is really high flying.
That sounds kind of like arena football. I think they can do that.
It's similar to arena football and how much deep passes there are, definitely.
Well,
But it works better too because they have that yard difference, so it's harder for a defender to make up that extra yard in the time that the offense is running forward, so they get a little more distance and they're running as well. And then this is the weirdest thing I think they have. Instead of a touchback, you actually surrender a point to the team if you don't take it out of the end zone.
Oh, wow.
So, like, if you know how every time the ball is kicked on kickoff, they just let it go in the end zone, they walk away?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, if you do that, you give the other team a point.
Just one.
Just 1 point. It's called a single.
How a single? Are there other differences in the scoring then too?
There's another way there's a kicking option, which is so rare, I don't know much about, but it's something like you can free kick the ball into the end zone or try to free kick a field goal into the end zone, and if they miss it, if they catch it, they can run it back for a touchdown, and it's crazy. There's some weird free kick rule they have that never happens.
But they have touchdowns.
They do. They have touchdowns, field goals, everything else is normal.
And
it's just
the scoring is normal for a touchdown then too?
6 and then the extra point.
Okay.
They kick it farther angles too. Like, in the NFL, they're kind of head on. They kick it far dramatic, like rugby style angles almost.
Nice.
So does the third down instead of the fourth down thing make the scores higher?
It makes the game. It does because people pass more. They take the risk to try and score more than playing conservatively. They don't try to just get 10 yards because if they're short, it's not that good.
It sounds like it
They
just
go
kind
for
of
20-yard passes all the time.
Yeah, it sounds like it just kind of continues to maintain momentum a lot more.
Yep.
Yeah.
There's a lot more momentum.
Kind of like basketball.
Yeah.
Yep. And you can lose it really easily. You can score 30 points and then not score the rest of the game, and the other team could score 33 points and win the game.
That sounds
like really easily. I've actually, first game I ever saw, a team was trailing by 30 points, and they scored, I think, 27 in the fourth quarter.
Nice.
So they almost came back to win in just one quarter.
Well, I'm a little disappointed that the Super Bowl just happened because I'd like to watch some of this.
Yeah.
It's mostly in the summer, which is why it's hard to get people to watch it.
I was gonna say it's like how long is their season? You know, like if the Super Bowl's right now, like what the hell?
They don't play as often.
Okay.
And
how many teams do they have?
Teams. There's only like 7 teams.
Jesus, how do they even have a league?
Man, they're having fun. That's what's important.
How long has this been going on?
It's actually older than the NFL.
Nice.
So and they only have 7
teams. An American team.
Man, we need to get an American team in there and show them what's up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we'll start one. Mankato.
Well, we'll get the Mankato Moon Dogs.
Yeah, dude. You know, I once went bowling in Canada, and the bowling was similarly kind of the same with some slightly different rules.
Go on. I would like to hear more about this.
Yeah, it was cool. The bowling ball were roughly the size of more like a grapefruit.
Okay.
Like larger than a softball.
Mm-hmm.
And the pins, I think I'm not sure if I'm remembering this correctly, but I think there were like less pins. Anyway, they were like further spaced apart. And you got 3 throws per frame.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. So were the same amount of frames?
You know, it's been several years since this game, but I think it was still 10 frames.
Okay.
It's possible it's 5,
really
but
high.
no, I mean it was harder to.
Oh, I guess
they're because you have a smaller ball and the targets aren't all bunched together necessarily.
Interesting.
So, yeah, I thought it was kind of cool.
And were they were the regular pins or were they more straight?
No, they look like regular bowling pins.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting. I like that.
Canadian bowling and Canadian football.
We should try to play one of these other world sports.
Yeah. Their dollars are the same almost.
We could bet
but
on
they're
it.
But they're kind of different. They're worth a little bit different.
We could bet with their currency. We could just have it called Fuzzy International Day.
Yeah, we'll call them up.
Oh, man, I was thinking about how I kind of miss school trips, like going to the International Day up in the cities. You know, it's like a Thursday, and you're like, oh yeah, I get to get in a bus and travel for an hour, and then
field trips were a blast.
Field trips are great.
They were exhausting. I loved them. They were exhausting. You go on a trip all day, and then long bus ride home. I'd probably fall asleep. And then just like the line of parents' cars waiting for everyone to get home.
Parents probably hated it.
You walk like a zombie to your car and take me home, please.
Then they want to know how your day was, and you're like, I don't want to talk.
Oh, you never would want to talk. Nothing happened, you know.
Nothing happened,
Mom.
It's like the most exciting day ever, and your mom's like, how was it? And you're like, nah. Okay.
And we're already getting
peanut
that
butter
with
and jelly.
We're already getting that with the 7-year-old niece. Well, what did you do in school today? Nothing. Okay.
I really believe that.
I don't just say okay. I prod, and then because the thing is they just don't know what to really talk about, because a lot of things happened, but a lot of the same things happened in their day. It's always the same, so it's like nothing really did happen, because I do that shit too all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Mom asked me, what did you do today? Nothing. What do you mean? Mom, quit bugging me.
You mocked up a T-shirt. You played some Minecraft. You built a Raspberry Pi.
Yeah, you tell everyone on the internet.
As far as Mom's concerned, to you, nothing.
Nothing.
You just tell your mom to tune in on the podcast.
Yeah.
She'll hear about your day.
Shout out to Fuzzy's mom.
Shut up.
Cheryl, you're awesome. I love you. Gonna go see Cheryl and Tom. That's really weird that I said their first name. I'm gonna go see my parents for Thanksgiving.
Nice.
Sister's coming over and grandma's coming down, and just the 4 of us, 5 of us. How many? And I'm gonna bring the cats over too.
Oh, that'll be a fun holiday
It'll be
time.
good Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Happy Thanksgiving, everyone.
And who I hope is gonna have a really good Thanksgiving is Andrew Wiggins.
Yes.
He's gone through a little bit of stuff recently with his family and everything. So, well wishes to Mr. Wiggins, this and his family this Thanksgiving. And I just wanted to mention that he posted this, at the beginning of the season. But I just want to remind everybody that I'm just going to read it right off of his Twitter.
Andrew Wiggins' Twitter.
I'm proud to announce for the second year straight, I'll be donating $22 for every point I score towards supporting underprivileged children who face barriers in participating in organized sports. The goal is and will always be to help kids be kids and play sports. He's donating $22 for every point he scores.
So that means in today's game alone, he donated $792.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And
Because he scored 36 points.
I mean, this is his second season doing this, and this is a great season for him to do this with how good he's doing.
Yes.
He's our guy.
He is our
Yeah.
guy.
He's our guy.
And that was your Wiggins update. I always almost forget to do that.
You want to know? You want to know my Wiggins update?
Yeah.
'Cause I'm all about Wiggins. I hope he has a great time. I hope people keep tweeting the best emojis at him forever,
Mm-hmm.
and that he plays really great.
Go T-Wolves, right?
That's my Wiggins update.
So yeah, the Timberwolves haven't been doing the best, but they did win tonight.
They did.
Nice.
They've been struggling the last few games. I think they were on a 3-game losing streak.
Yeah.
Not the best output from them, but they also, I mean, you can't win every game.
No, and we got to remember this is a young team, and they will have streaks here and there, and this is their first year fully going into Saunders mode, and Karl Anthony Towns mode of leading the team. So,
What's their overall record?
Their overall record is 9-8.
oh god,
Nine-
9-8.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, see, and
It's above 500.
It's the beginning of the season
it?
too. There's
Is
a
that-
lot of fucking games, so don't worry, J-Mez.
Okay.
Don't worry.
Not every team can be the Los Angeles Lakers.
Yeah, no kidding. Did you hear about
I
them,
could be
man?
the Lakers.
They're still not using the they're using it, but they're not using it with LeBron.
Yeah, they're not using it for LeBron.
What's it called again?
Load management.
Load management.
So
But they are
Lakers
15-2.
15-2.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
lost
like
2 games.
that's like me playing RBI baseball
Right.
on my Nintendo.
Yeah, I think they're playing a video game.
Someone is playing as the Lakers in a video game right now.
Yep.
Yep.
Snoop Dogg. Snoop Dogg cracked the code.
Dude.
He figured out how to use his PlayStation controller to play as actual players. Yep. That's exactly what's going on here.
Oh man. Technology's gone too far.
One thing I will say about this is kind of crazy though. Even though they're on this streak and it's unbelievable what they're doing and it's unbelievable what LeBron is doing, it is crazy though that recently he's started to have the Shaq syndrome, where he's not getting fouls called on him that are happening. In fact, this most recent game, he scored, I think it was like 80% of his points inside the paint, and he drew 0 fouls.
Wow.
He did not hit the free throw line once in that game, and 80% of his points were scored from within the paint.
And I'm sure people are hacking at him.
and they are, but he's bigger, so he doesn't overreact when he gets hit, so they don't make the call, which is, again, here we are. What
The
do we
Michael
do?
Jordan effect.
No, that's like
that
more
the
of
Michael
an,
Jordan
that's
effect?
more of an opposite of the Michael Jordan effect. Since he's not reacting to it, he's not getting the foul called for him to go to the line. He'd rather just play the game, and it should be sometimes more physical than it is, because sometimes people will fall to the ground and they barely got touched. There was a big problem with that in NBA for a while, where people were just complaining that they don't watch it because they don't like to see people flopping.
Yeah.
So I don't like Harden.
Man, he's so good though.
He's great, but he's ridiculous with how he flops. He'll catch people's arms purposefully to make them hook him. I mean, it's like,
yeah, and at the same time as that's like the style, the way he plays, the way he's such a sleeper. Like he almost sometimes, like when he's coming up the court, he looks like he's sleeping.
he does.
And then all of a sudden somebody will try to steal it from the sleeping Harden, and nope, he either just flashes by you or he'll get that foul called.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the style of play that's awesome. I mean, if you don't like if you like fouls, I suppose.
Yeah.
And it's, I don't know, like, because
there can be a mind game to it.
Robots can't just straight up do it. It is all visual. And being there. So.
Huh.
But they do have replay, and they can get this shit right. They don't replay that stuff. I mean, I don't want everything replayed, but I mean, when there's something obvious,
like he obviously didn't touch.
like, yo, fix that.
Obviously didn't touch the other guy, so there's no foul there. The guy's just overreacting.
Right.
So back to LeBron.
Yeah.
When he's getting hacked at and not going to the free throw line, like, is he still making his shots?
He makes a lot of them, but there are some that it's only because he's that good that he can overpower and overwill someone fouling him, obviously hand on his arm, and he still can get the right touch to get the ball in the basket. That's him overcoming adversity.
Yeah.
More than it is him just being lucky.
Like, he wouldn't want to go to the free throw line. He made a shot.
But he could get an extra point if he gets to go to the free throw line.
Oh.
Because he gets the shot and then he gets to throw a free throw. So he could turn a 2-point play into a 3-point play.
Mm-hmm.
Or if he misses it, say he misses the shot and he's fouled, but they don't call it, that's 2 points. He doesn't get another chance at trying to score because he was cheated out of it.
Yeah.
So
he should be getting his extra shots.
Yeah. And I'll also say LeBron's not the best at free throws either. So it's not like he's guaranteed to make them, but he should be getting those opportunities.
Then that also brings in the aspect of he's not that good at free throws. It brings in the aspect of sometimes people will fall on purpose to put him at the free throw instead of letting him have free reign at the basket.
Yeah,
and so them not calling that foul goes against the defense, where they wanted him at the free throw line in the first place, so he wouldn't make those 2 shots instead of making that free layup.
Yeah, but he'd still, I think, rather take the opportunity than just be cheated out of the points.
Yeah, true.
Or he doesn't want the opportunity, so it doesn't ruin his stats of having all the missed free throws.
That could be too.
Yeah. Cracking this case open, man.
Conspiracies all around.
I do know the Lakers are talking to the head offices in the league about this problem, and they are very concerned with it. So something will happen. Actually, that's not true. Probably nothing will happen, but they will definitely tell the league to look at it. So
we'll see. That's what I like about basketball too, is that they are really quick at changing things if they're not working in everybody's favor.
Yeah,
instead of just being like, I don't know, like baseball where it takes you 2-3 years before you find some cheaters.
Yeah,
right.
There's some people looking into that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
As in the Astros, not just catching the pitches, but catching the pitches, but videotaping them and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, what's going on now?
I don't know.
Well, it would appear the league is now talking to the players. So they're interviewing the players about if there was cheating or who knew or what they were involved in. But there's, of course, been no information on what they've said.
Mm-hmm.
But they definitely are being interviewed. So they are taking this very seriously.
So they're moving forward with this and making sure that no stone goes unturned.
Good.
Yes.
Good.
And the commissioner also came out recently and said he has the power to punish them as much as he wants because that's what his job is to do.
Yeah.
And also there is no precedent for this, so he can go as far as he wants to.
Yeah.
And he probably will. He'll probably make a huge example out of the Astros and take everything away, I would assume. He could even take away draft picks in the future, and he could break up the management if he wanted to. He could actually do all of that.
I mean, like it goes.
Can you just-
it goes. It's got to go deep, you know.
Oh, it is.
And if it goes that deep, you can't just take out the head player.
No.
Or any of his just a couple underlings. You have to take the whole office out of the situation.
Could he just banish the entire franchise?
Ooh,
It all
send him to
depends.
space.
Depends on how deep it goes.
I
Right?
mean, just like the Astros aren't a team anymore. I mean, if it goes all the way to like the owners,
if the owners knew,
yeah. Could you imagine?
That'd be crazy. Oh my god, I never even actually thought of that. If the owner knew, they could probably force him to sell the team.
Yeah.
oh man.
Well, and
it
like,
sounds like so much
but
like
all the
something else
players
that's going
are
on.
implicated. Like every what if every part of it is implicated?
So then
And then just like
all
the-
the
then
players
the-
can't play anymore either.
Yeah, the commissioner has to be like, everyone, you're just all done.
You cheated.
You're not baseball anymore.
You cheated.
You're all not baseball. Go be hockey.
Yep, go be hockey.
Go be hockey. Man, wouldn't that be crazy if the franchise just turned into a hockey franchise and then the NHL
They have to play on ice with hockey.
and then the NHL's like eventually like, no, you guys are cheaters, you can't play here either. And
Yeah.
then they have to go to basketball, but basketball wouldn't even have them because
They should just have to be a hockey team, and then
Yeah.
eventually everyone just quits.
because it's too cold.
And then they have to like make a movie about it with Gordon Bombay and the Houston Astros. Dude, it's gonna be a great movie. I'm gonna start working on that script immediately.
Oh man, it's that time, guys. You know
It's
that sound. It's fuzzy memory trivia time. We got a hot score of Fuzzy not bringing up the scores again right away, so let's banter a little bit while I bring up the scores.
It was a high-scoring affair.
Yeah,
Was it?
We had a lead change
We did.
for the first time.
Oh, that's right. And then we went into the questions, the extra special questions of the lead change, and then we didn't tie it back up.
Nope.
But
So
I
it's-
believe the C-Dubs has 11 points.
I got C-Dubs 13, J-Mez 12, and the guest 7.
Oh, okay. I was wrong.
Mhm.
I thought it was 11 in honor of our 11th episode, Fuzzy.
We are in 11 episodes now.
Yeah, congratulations on happy 11th episode.
We passed the midway point.
Mm-hmm. Oh, and C-Dubs, happy 10th episode.
Yeah. Happy 10th episode.
Happy 10th episode,
Thank
C-Dubs.
you.
You are
This is
now
my-
at the halfway point.
Yes.
I hope you're enjoying it because J-Mez and I really enjoyed it last week.
Yeah.
Couple of veterans over there.
Yeah. So we are at C-Dubs, right?
No,
No.
it's J-Mez first.
No. The scores are C-Dubs 13,
And I'm at 12.
J-Mez 12.
But I got first question.
But you got first question. Okay, J-Mez.
Okay.
For the first point, which former NBA player was infamously selected right before Michael Jordan in the NBA draft?
That was Charles Barkley.
Incorrect.
Oh.
C-dubs.
Of course, it was Tim Duncan.
Incorrect. Sam Bowie in the 1984 NBA draft was selected before Michael Jordan.
Wow.
He's famous because he didn't do anything.
C-dubs.
Shout out Sam Bowie.
Which country won the first... Or, no, I'm sorry. Hold on. Which country won the 2015 Davis Cup?
I'm gonna go with England.
Incorrect. James, for the steal.
It was Iceland.
Incorrect. It was Great Britain.
Ah,
That's what he said, right?
yes.
Yes. So it's... I'm sorry.
It's okay.
Bruh, do you even geography?
Nope. C-dubs won. Oh, next time we should go to the judges for that.
Yes, we should.
I'm ready.
Okay, ready, James?
Yeah.
Fun-loving NBA personality Shaquille O'Neal is actually a doctor. In what field did he earn a doctorate?
Rap music.
Correct. Should I ask, is that your final answer? James, C-dubs. What is Shaquille O'Neal a doctor in?
I'm gonna go with English.
Incorrect. Education.
Oh, education. That's
Also,
pretty good.
being a magic genie that raps.
James, or C-dubs.
He was called Shaq Diesel, I think. I think that's his MC name, DJ name. Shaq Diesel.
What?
I'm a big fan.
Did you play the game a lot? Shaq Fu?
Shaq Fu, yeah.
Not the original, but the reboot.
Yeah, we got that for free.
Yeah.
I got that for free on the Switch for buying that NBA game.
Yeah, they were so
That was
sorry
really bad.
that the game was horrible. They're like, you could have Shaq Fu for free.
That seriously,
And then
that
Shaq
seriously
Fu turned
happened.
out to not be that good either. They're
That
like,
seriously happened. I bought this game. It didn't play well. And then about a year later, the company's like, everybody, we are very sorry about how badly that game played. Here's a free version of Shaq Fu.
Yeah.
That's wonderful.
C-dubs.
Mm-hmm.
What college football and one-time Monday Night Football broadcaster's catchphrase was, "Whoa, Nelly"?
Oh. I'm gonna go John Gruden.
Incorrect. James, man, this is a tough, fuzzy memory.
Tom Landry.
Incorrect. Keith Jackson.
Whoa, Nelly.
Of course, the old Keith Jackson.
Love that guy. He ain't no Shaq Diesel, but, you know.
He's got bars, though.
Okay, so we're on the fifth question. Fifth and final question, James.
Yes.
Lamar Odom won the Sixth Man of the Year award while a member of which NBA franchise?
Oh, man. The Trailblazers.
Incorrect. C-dubs for the steal.
Miami Heat?
Incorrect. Los Angeles Lakers.
Whoa.
Sixth Man of the year 2011.
Good job,
I
Lamar.
would have guessed the Clippers if I would have guessed the Los Angeles team, so I would have been wrong no matter what.
Hey, Dylan. Yes. We're ready for the special Dylan question.
We have Dylan in the house.
Dylan is walking all the way across the studio. He's got the special question on the way.
Mm-hmm. Hand delivered in a golden envelope,
Anything sports.
pressed and sealed with the end of a candle.
This is the real deal when we get a Dylan question.
That's how we know we're in for some real sports trivia.
Yeah.
Tonight he is actually not just walking across the studio, but he's driving. Well, no, he had to drive all the way across country.
He's driving me wild.
Here he is.
Dylan.
Dylan and his question are walking in the room, hand in hand, looking in each other's eyes, expressing so much love between the two of them. It's warming our hearts.
And this, just a reminder, is a buzz-in question for our contestants. A buzz-in question.
My buzzer works.
And Dylan can't hear any of what you just said.
I know. He doesn't have headphones on.
Glorious.
All right,
Okay.
here we go.
Okay, I got a question here.
Yes.
Yep.
If
Yes.
what I'm reading is true.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yes.
What quarterback was the youngest quarterback to start a playoff game in NFL history?
The youngest
What
quarterback?
This is a buzz-in, guys, remember.
Beep? I'm going to guess
C-dubs.
Tom Brady?
Tom Brady.
Brady, no, wrong.
Okay.
J-Mez
Do you
for
wanna
the
guess
steal?
J-Mez?
Well, I'm glad you buzzed in because that was my guess.
Okay. So do you have an
The
answer?
youngest quarterback to play in an NFL playoff game.
Yeah.
To start?
Youngest starting quarterback.
Youngest
in
starting
NFL
quarterback.
history.
NFL History.
playoff history.
Yes,
Yes.
that's what I said.
Yeah.
The answer to that is Dan Marino.
Nope, that's also wrong.
What's the answer?
The answer is, our guy tonight, Lamar Jackson.
Oh, yeah.
Whoa,
Thanks for bringing it all the
nice.
way back to the beginning of the story. Oh, that's great. Good
That was
question. Thank you. Thank you for the
wonderful.
Dylan special question. So that means that we are still
It says it right here on the internet.
Yeah.
good. Good.
That's probably true.
It's got to be true, right?
It's got to be
Probably
true.
Well, he would have started last year's playoff game, so that would have been he would have been very young. Yeah,
Yeah.
that would make sense.
Good job, Lamar.
So that
Shout out to Lamar Jackson.
that ends our fuzzy trivia for the week.
I loved it.
C-Dub's got 1 point. J-Mez got 0.
I didn't love that part of it.
So we're 14-12 and 7.
I'm okay with that.
Next week, hopefully, we'll have a special guest, and maybe they can start adding on to that. Add on to that score. We are at the end. I just want to remind everybody that tomorrow, the rabbit hole at 10 a.m. On Fuzz Talk Radio is not airing because on Thursdays. They air on Thursdays. I'm sorry. Let me rewind that because Thanksgiving is happening.
The rabbit hole.
The real Thanksgiving.
The real Thanksgiving.
So what I'm trying to say is that
Not the one we celebrated last weekend.
if you ever need anything to listen to, you can always tune into FuzzTalkRadio.com. There is a 24-hour, 7-day-a-week playlist of music that plays that features local Mankato and southern Minnesota music and any acts that come through Mankato. And then we have live shows that happen throughout the week. On Thursday nights, or Thursday mornings at 10
a.m.?
10 a.m. is the Rabbit Hole with Ryan Rudd from the Rockford Mules. He goes for a couple hours and plays a lot of different music. He will not be airing this Thursday because of Thanksgiving, but all Thursdays after that, make sure to tune in if you're awake or need something to listen to while you're at work. He has different themes, like last week was 90s music. The week before that was country music, and he's going to have themes with it all the time. Every Sunday night from 9 p.m. to 1 a.m. is Dagger Radio with Dagger Chuck. He plays a bunch of punk rock music and a lot of skater rock music. A wonderful show to listen to. I'm going to backtrack, and on Friday nights, if you're in the Mankato area, you can listen to KMSU from 6 to 7. We have our Minnesota Music Network show. And then Monday nights is FuzzJockRadio every Monday night at 10:30, right after the Monday Night Football game. So if you need something to listen to at any time, tune into Fuzz Talk Radio. We also have more shows coming up. And from Mankato to Motown with Nate at Night is coming back here next month. We also have Enter the Dungeon with Easy B. All metal music is coming back as well, and more shows as well. Nice. And C-Dubs has one more surprise for us. I did not forget, because remember he said that he had a surprise for us, and we said that there's 3 surprises, but we've only been revealed 2. And those first 2 were that there was 2 surprises in the one surprise, so that was the first surprise. Finding out that there was actually 2 surprises.
I thought.
And then the first surprise was the little game that he had for us. And now here's the third surprise.
I thought it was just a surprise and a sequel. I didn't realize we were doing the trilogy.
Oh yeah,
this is
whole thing in one sitting. We're binging it.
Dare I say surprising?
I would like to announce that not only on FuzzTalkShop.com you can get Fuzz Talk Radio gear, but later this week you will be able to get our very first Fuzz Jock Radio T-shirt.
Yes. Specially designed by C-Dubs himself. Mm-hmm. Once he's able to use his wife's computer.
Yeah. Is it gonna look cool? I hope it looks. It's pretty awesome.
What is it gonna have? We want to say what it's gonna be, or you just want us to? Okay.
We'll make it a surprise.
Another surprise.
Another surprise.
So we had 4 surprises tonight. Oh man, surprises all around.
My heart can hardly stand it.
So Thanksgiving's upon us. Hopefully everybody has a good Thanksgiving. Do you want to say any last words, James?
Take care of yourself during the holiday season. Shorter daylight and stress of holidays, sometimes family and whatnot. Just take care of yourselves, everyone. Take care of each other. Take care of yourselves, though, for sure.
Absolutely. C-Dubs?
I would like to say have a happy Thanksgiving, and remember, there are people who do have to work on Thanksgiving, and if you come across them, be as nice as you can, because their day sucks.
Yeah, that's a really good point.
Including Black Friday.
Yes. Oof. I would like to say all those same things, and also, if you are in Mankato and you don't have a family to go to for Thanksgiving, you're welcome to hit me up, and we'll hang out with you. You can come over to my family's house and eat dinner with us, because nobody should be alone during these times, because it is darker out sooner. Seeing other people happy is tough, and I want to just extend my hand and say you're not alone. And with that, we love you very much. Thank you for tuning into FuzzJock Radio, and have a wonderful Thanksgiving.
FuzzJock Radio!
Hey!